It's just eye-opening more than anything else. It's a blessing. I'm not being cliche or, coming out the side of this rehab. I come out the other side more robust, more durable, so I can actually go and run the splits I want to do and do some big times in Ironman. So, first triathlon complete, done. It was good fun. As you guys know, you probably saw from the last vlog. If you didn't watch the last vlog, obviously we went in injured, unfortunately. But there was so much positives to take from it, even though we came out crippled, unfortunately. As we said in the race, we came first in our age group for the swim, which was amazing. Honestly, I'm really super happy about that. I got a tap on the shoulder when we were coming out in the sort of breakfast room with all the athletes. And they were like, oh, by the way, you came first in the swim. And that was obviously a really cool feeling. After being just like 3 months into the sport and being able to do that, I'm really excited about. And I've got a lot more to put in there and give for that. And same with the bike as well, coming fourth in the age group for the bike. 40 kilometers an hour average for the 40K, so really solid. And then obviously the injury hindered the run, and we know what happened there, but then coming 7th overall in the age group for the first triathlon, 2 hours 22. I had a lot of people come up to me and go, that's serious time for your first one. That's, So obviously it's just a benchmark. I wasn't obviously chasing any time number. It's just enjoy the first one, get through it, learn and go. And there's a lot of lessons from it for sure, which is why we do it. But I think the issue that I had was that I'm learning more about temperature, core temperature and skin temperature. I've got this new device that I'm actually wearing now, it's the Core Therma 2. And it's helping me realize what temperature, core temperature I need to be at coming off the bike. And it needs to be at close to around 38.3 to 38.5 degrees Celsius, core temperature. And I didn't have the device at the time, I was probably over 39 degrees. So as well as the injury, I was going into the run too hot. And that's just basically gonna flag my heart rate up and just basically cooling system in wreck. And that did align with how I was feeling on the run. It wasn't just the injury, I was just, I was at like 170. It definitely, that's something to look at. So basically, the last 20 to 30 minutes or so in the bike, I need to not overbike, work down the heart rate, work down the watts, and allow my body to just digest the carbs, but also bring my body temperature down. So if you're elevated temperature going into the run, you're screwed. It's a different game running a race in the UK to going doing the run in Vietnam. It's a different playground. And I'm learning all about this before even doing it. But then once again, you'll say, oh, I've got all these things, I've got this race plan, everything else going to it, and it happens all the time. Your race plan something goes wrong, and you've got to adapt. And you've got to adapt in that moment, and that's what Ironman is, as it is in business or life. It's live problem solving. And that's what the best athletes are. They're problem solvers when the adversity comes live in a race. It's like, okay, well, what are you going to do now to rectify your situation?
Run me through your week, what's happened?
Well, we only saw each other about 2 days ago, and that was with Melissa in the rehab centre. So, we were checking with her, getting an assessment of where we were with the right tiband, and also the injury on the left foot as well from the surgery. So it was actually a really good session. I know you and I both thought it was really valuable. Went through some exercises for ankle stability that we needed to do, bit of an assessment, prodded some needles in me, get some blood to the area basically, and just enhance the recovery as much as possible with what we've got ahead of us. That was the whole goal. And I think it was a good session. And obviously the day after, I've got a 3-hour bike ride, and it's programmed for me. I was feeling up for it, feeling good for it. We go into that ride on Saturday and start off strong, feeling good. The session isn't to kill myself. It's an easy, steady state 3-hour ride. The first half an hour, pretty good. A little bit of pain coming through in the left foot where the stitches are. So I'm mindful of it. I'm not trying to push too hard. And then come 52 minutes, I'm in a whole world of pain. Can't begin to really explain it. I don't know whether it was the compressed cycling shoe as well as the watts that I'm putting literally through the stitching. But, you know, at the 52-minute marker, I was literally screaming in pain, and there's no exaggeration. And I gotta be honest with you, I was in agony, and I was thinking I was halfway through the Maidan loop, so I'm a good 5 kilometers away from actually getting back to the car. So I'm thinking, how the hell am I gonna get back? Just came all at once, and yeah, I was thinking I've got to get myself to A&E here again ASAP, and you know, I just somehow got back home, got into the car, called Dr. Ali straight away, and I was like, Doc, I dread to take my shoe off right now. I don't know if the stitches have split open or, you know, what's going on. I'm conscious of worried when I take the shoe off, what's going to happen. He was like, look, come in at 2 p.m. I'll have a look at it, see what's going on. So Joanne, my assistant, she was a great help. She got me back here. We got back on the couch, slowly took the shoe off and the Band-Aid halfway, and we saw blood basically coming out of it. And we started to peel it to where the stitch markers, and it looked like the stitches were basically coming off with the Band-Aid and the strapping. So we basically made the decision at the time, we're like, look, let's not fuck about here, let's not rip it off, just put the bandage back over, just leave it, let it be, let the doctor make the call, and just think about something else. So obviously far from ideal what's going on right now. I'm sure a lot of people saying, well, why are you fucking riding? Why are you biking and everything else? And with the greatest respect, like we got some momentum going into this. It wasn't a reckless decision to go and just hammer a bike ride. But you know, the doctor did say, you know, you could be cycling immediately after the surgery, day 1, day 2. This was now day 8 after the surgery. So, you know, it wasn't like, you know, we're doing reckless things. Maybe I was putting a little bit too much watts through the bike. I thought it was quite conservative. I wasn't pushing too hard. Maybe combined with the compression of the cycling shoe really tight. And maybe even just, the doctor did say after I saw him, he was like, look, that too much tight tape around the foot to keep the plaster in place isn't a good idea either. He made a big comment about that as well. It is what it is. We found ourselves back in A&E. Doctor ultimately unstrapped it and basically he said, yeah, some of the stitching came loose and everything else. He tidied it up. And you know, tried to give me some positives really, that the stitching, the wound and everything else isn't in an awful state. You know, it's not ideal what happened, but it's still in a good place in the recovery side of things. So we're drawing upon the positives, not doom and gloom all the time, but it was tough. You know, came out of A&E with a new plan, a new timeline, and yeah, so basically the whole program is back to A&E on Monday. We'll see Dr. Ali. He's going to make a call on it, whether we take the stitches out or whatever we do. And then I've got Melissa with Dan later on. We'll have a look at her. She's obviously looking at the other side of the foot, which is the right side, which is the tib ant, but the foot and the tib ant. So there's 2 issues that we're fighting here. So yeah, that's the plan for Monday from where we were on Saturday. And obviously today, Sunday recording, a week out from Dorney Lake Olympic. It's looking very, very unlikely, to say the least. I got a flight on Thursday. We may take that flight, and if this left foot is healed and stitches are off and it's in a safe place, I may do the swim, I may do the bike, and then I'm likely probably just going to DNF the run because of my injury status on the right leg. Obviously I've had no real time to train or sort of run out of the rehab, so you know, obviously that's dependent on the left foot and its healing process. So there's a load of moving pieces right now that we're just trying to calmly go about day by day. Obviously we've got Vietnam, which is 13 days away now, less than 2 weeks, and that's going to be the priority, so we'll have to make a call on it. G wants to make a call on it tomorrow on Monday, so I'm learning more about myself. It's frustrating because I know I've got so much to put out there, so much to put through that bike and the swim, and I feel like I'm being hindered all the time, but no sob story here. It's just, this is part of the sport, and it's part of ultimately maturing as an athlete to ultimately learn more about yourself. Make sure you don't put yourself in environments or situations that compromise months of racing in the future. So we couldn't have forecasted any of this. We couldn't have seen that, you know, the foreign object up in my left foot, that was a complete freak accident. You can't hinder that. The injury on the right hand side has maybe come from just too much running volume too soon. And me being a big guy, heavy guy, there's always the battles that we're facing. So, you know, we're making conscious efforts to get weight down at the moment. I think realistically where my foot is at a capability of doing is putting through like 150 watts through, but anything over 200, that's where it just is pulsating for the stitches. So it's just in moments like this, if there's any message to those who are watching, like, you know, adversity is going to come your way in different ways. It's just how you handle it and deal with it. At first it can get emotional and frustrating, and all you want to do is curse, shout and why is this happening to me? But you've got to re-script that and say, this is happening for me, not to me. What can I learn from this? How can I grow from this?
Is there ways that you manage that frustration within yourself?
For me, I look at the injury sort of thing on the right-hand side of the foot, which is the right tiband, and I'm looking at that as an opportunity. Even as frustrating as it is, I literally can't run on it because I can't put any weight on it. And I look at that and think, well, that's an area that needs strengthening. And I'm glad that it's happening now, as opposed to 2 weeks out from the full Ironman later on in the year, where I'm learning about my body, learning about its weaknesses, learning how now I can actually go for rehab and make it even stronger when I come out the other side of it. So just moping and sulking and complaining about this is not going to help anyone. It's not going to inspire anyone. It's not going to do anything. So I have to see the opportunity in every adverse situation and see the opportunity for growth. And I'm like, for instance, today I've just been rehab, trying to recover, elevate the foot as much as possible for the left foot, and then getting into the gym downstairs to do my rehab, a little bit of light spin. So there's work that I can be doing and I am seeing benefit from it. It's just the problem is that we're against the time here, and time is rolling away and we can't roll it back, unfortunately. So we just got to make the right calls in the coming days from here. So the priority is not, even though I'm flying back to the UK just to compete, right now I don't think I'm going to be competing in the UK just with how things are. It'd be stupid to go into that race, infect my foot, get into water, then put through 270 watts for an hour on the bike and just damage my foot completely. I have to get stitches again. It's just stupid. I've done that before and it's stupid. So unless it's a miracle and it's 100% healed and stitches are out and I've got a clear run going into Saturday, then we maybe compete. Otherwise, it's just an expensive mistake that I'm flying to the UK and then fly to Vietnam. So, that's the reality that we're up against right now. I like to think the left foot will have healed come 13 days time with Vietnam. I like to think. I still don't know, to be honest, with what I'm seeing here. I like to think. What I'm more concerned about with Vietnam is the right leg, being able to put force down, and also in a melting pot of Vietnam, how humid it is, the core temperature I'm fighting against whilst injured is going to be challenging. I'm not scared of the challenge. I'm up for the challenge, and I'm certainly relishing it. Is it optimal? No. Is it going to be ideal? Far from it. But this is life.
Obviously, we said we like look at the positives. Is the you say you'd be going to the UK to do nothing, but ultimately, is there anyone else racing that you could potentially support? Could you see any people you've not seen in a while? Is there anyone?
Yeah.
On the business side of things that you could maybe catch up with, like at least make it productive.
Yeah. Well, we can try anyway. That's all we can do. But Lou, one of our staff members, he's competing. I was going to be doing it with him. I know he's just started as well in the sport, and I know he's very excited. So, if worst case, I'd go and support him and make sure he's looked after. There's a few staff members we can go to in the UK, make something out of it, hopefully. And then a couple of my best mates, Jimmy and Josh, if they're watching, I'll be seeing Jimmy and his partner Pip on Sunday, all being well, before I fly off. So there'll be stuff to do for sure, but yeah.
Worst case scenario is you can't do either, right? What is the next after that?
Durban.
When is that?
June 5th. This is just eye-opening more than anything else. It's a blessing. I'm not being cliche or woo-woo right now. It genuinely is, as pissed off as I am right now, there is a blessing in the sense that I get to learn that my ankle stability on my right-hand side was fucking shit, and now I need to get it better. And that basically means it gives me a chance to make myself more robust. And coming out the side of this rehab, I come out the other side more robust, more durable, so I can actually go and run the splits I want to do and do some big times in Ironman. At the end of the day, that's the goal. So you've got to go, you've got to fail forward, you've got to go for this bullshit adversity and failure and everything else to learn your weaknesses, to then ultimately redevelop yourself, to become the identity you want to become, and that's what peak ID is all about. Is elevating your identity in every way, like physiology, performance, psychology, and I'm also a student of that, it never ends. What we're learning as well is that after competitions that my immunity is still not great from 11 years ago, and we were speaking about that the other day, is that obviously there's fears and doubts of my body because of the immunity and the illness side of things from 11 years ago when it all crashed down then as well, after the race last Sunday. A little cold symptoms for a couple of days, and it just shows you that after doing a half Ironman or a full Ironman, my body especially, is going to be wrecked completely. If you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like, leave a comment, let us know how you're getting on with your training, any questions you got for us, what's coming up, any questions you got for me, any more vulnerability or things that you want to ultimately learn about or hear from me about. We're happy to talk about anything. And maybe some of you guys are really experienced triathletes or Ironman, or you're looking to do your first Ironman too. Let us know in the chat where you're from, where you're listening from, and what event you've got coming up as well. We want to hear from you. And if you're injured like me, let me know, leave a thumb up, and we'll see you in the next one.
You got any advice?
Peace, see you later.